I want to show you guys next has to do with control surfaces, specifically the Nano Control. I don't know if you guys use this. This is one of my favorite control surfaces is the Korg NanoControl. This is one of my absolute favorite control surfaces. So I added in complete mapping for loop elements, plug and play. So if you have one of these little guys, you can now plug up into loop elements and be able to control loop elements 100% from the Nano Control. If you have a Korg NanoControl or if you want to buy one of these guys, you can control loop elements complete out the box, nothing, just buy it, plug it up, start working. Let me get loop elements up on the screen. All right, so Korg NanoControl is plugged up. Inside of your settings, what you're going to want to do is go over here. Once you plug it up, it'll show up here under MIDI sources. Just make sure it's check boxed, and then you'll be able to do what you need to do with that. And once you've done that, you can literally just press the play button and it just works. Stop button does stop, play does stop. If you want to turn the metronome off, you use the record button. You know what I'm saying? Stop button stops. So the fast forward button puts it in from stereo to mono. And then the rewind button is like a master mute, right? All of the faders work how they're supposed to work. You know what I'm saying? Then solo. Mute. But the record buttons down here, they open up the channel effects. You know what I mean? So if I wanted to open up the channel effect on channel 7, I literally just hit the record button on channel 7. Pan does what it's supposed to do. Literally complete control. Now some other things, the set button is the tap tempo button. That's that. I can open up this while pressing the left button. You see what I'm saying? Can fade out by pressing this right marker button. You know what I'm saying? Can bring up the reverb and all that. Just complete control. Preset BPM on and off. So complete control from the Nano Control. All right. All from right there. All right. So that is kind of in a nutshell, you know, what's going on with that. Just complete control. If you got a Nano Control, you can just plug it up. Any version of the Nano Control, just plug it up and it'll plug and play. You can do what you need to do all from right there. Right. All right. So the next thing I want to show you guys is with key commands. So I talked about this before, but I want to kind of do it because we did do a few kind of updated key commands, like the plus and the minus button, or the plus is plus and minus equal in the minus button. They actually change the BPM up and down, right? So if you press K, I just press K, that brings up all of my key commands. All right. If I do this plus and minus, I can bring up my BPM up and down. You know what I'm saying? I can, and if you didn't know, if you just didn't know, inside of that, all of your, because you don't have to have a Nano Control. So if you don't have a Nano Control, you can control loop elements completely from the computer keyboard. So if I press 1, it mutes. 2 mutes that. 3 mutes 3. 4 mutes 4. 5. So I can mute. And then the QWERTY keys, Q, W, E, R, T, Y, and U, I, they solo. So you can control loop elements just from the computer keyboard. You know what I'm saying? Soloing, muting things, right? Here's some other key commands you can use. So F fades it out. So if I'm here and I want to fade out the loop, I can just hit the F button and it fades it out. If I want to turn on the metronome, I press M. Even if I fade it out, the metronome keeps playing. You know what I'm saying? If I want to split the metronome, I press the L key and it splits it to the left side or makes it there, right? If I want to open up my effects, we got G opens up my global effects. S opens up my send effects. D opens up my mod effects. You know what I mean? So I can completely control loop elements as well, all from here, all from the computer keyboard without having to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Spacebar, of course, turns it on and off. You know what I mean? So, and then other things that you might not know, like you can actually move throughout the preset browser using the up and down arrow keys. So I can go into here, I can hit enter to get into that folder. You know what I'm saying? Then if I'm in here in late now Afro, I can literally go through that, hit enter to load that loop. You know what I'm saying? So just that easy. That's control inside of loop elements, whether you're using a nano control or you're using that. Now, all of the things, if you're using a third party controller, if you don't have a nano control, you can use other controllers and you can right click and MIDI map anything to any CC inside of loop elements, right? You can do that. That's just totally easy. But the thing about it is none of these controls are saved in preset. So if I learn this on a different controller, uh, and I and if I don't save it into my preset, then I lose that mapping if I change my preset. So if you have a different controller, you can use it. We're working on adding some port for more controllers, more types of controllers, but you have to save it into the preset that you want to use it on. All right. So that's just kind of how that works. All right. So that's kind of in a nutshell how to control loop elements, whether you're using it from a nano control or you're controlling it from your actual computer keyboard. You can do it either way. All right. So